Hello everybody, I'm Serta and welcome back to Foundry. As you can see, we are researching cargo shuttles and we're almost there. There are a couple of things that I'd still like to do in the research to get the base production rolling nicely. And I did a little bit between episodes, including a fair bit of research, but also getting better stuff. Now, I did have a comment asking, why I've got all this advanced stuff and I'm still using tier 1 belts and tier 1 assemblers. Well, the reason for that is because I don't have the input that I need to upgrade things yet, and I will. All of that is going to be upgraded. I'm not terribly unhappy with what I've got there, and some of it will come out because obviously...
Cargo shuttles?
Ooh.
Your blueprint library is soaring beyond expectations. This is precisely the breakthrough technology we need to ship vast quantities of goods to faraway locations on the planet. I'm impressed. Our capacity for innovation is really taking flight.
So we got cargo shuttles. Let's have a look at what I want to do next. What I want to do next is the ore scanner for telluride veins. There's a reason I want to do that, and that reason is because it then unlocks the ore scanner for the other veins and also underground mining. So let's start that research. It should be pretty quick. It's only 50 of each, and I have a backup. But I did have a comment saying that somebody wanted to have a look at this, and I went through it a little bit quickly. This is my mall. I went through it a little bit quickly, and they weren't really able to follow. So I will do a run through of my little mall facility. I've expanded it. I've got more updated machines and belts and stuff. So all my logistics and production stuff is looking strong. And then we're going to get into the market because I realize that things are becoming more and more expensive. And my profits, even though it's not terrible, is just not good enough. So we're going to get into some trading between other planets because that's the actual point to this. We need to make money and we need to pay off our debt. So lots to do. Let's get stuck in. Yes, for those eagle-eyed people, I have a very long platform coming through here, and this is going to be a bus. So I have a plan. If we look at the map, you can see I've extended the bus. It took a lot of platforms, but the way this map is laid out, I think what I'm going to be doing is big-time production of all the basic commodities over on this side and over here, and then coming around the corner to the robot factory, and then in between I will do like the chip manufacturing, construction industry, and all of that stuff over in this little area. I have space. I have lots of space. I could go out further. So we'll play around with it because there are some big structures going to be coming, and they're also going to need a lot of power. So yeah, we'll get that sorted out. So let's hop into the Galaxy Commerce and have a look at that. So I'm going to contact the space station. Spaceships, I do have a spare that I'm not using. It's a small T2. If we're going to have a look at the galaxy map. Now, I haven't done this before, so this is going to be a test, but there are demands. This planet demands transport bots and heavy-duty transport bots. We'll supply those at some point because I'm going to make all of them. And that connects us to others. This wants transport stuff as well. And then this one wants light bots that I'm making, and also vacuum bots, screen bots. So yeah, I will be getting to that. Up here we have a demand for transport bots, and that also extends us to other places that have demands. So let's start off. I'm thinking I want to go down in this direction. So that one, we can go to the parent sector and unlock the sector. So now that's unlocked. Market dominance 6. Okay, well, I don't know what that means yet, but we're going to get to it. And chances are I'm going to need a better ship. Now, I did do upgrades between. I could buy a medium cargo ship that carries quite a lot. It's going to cost me 50,000, but it might be worth it. At the moment, if we have a look at the storage, I have a massive amount of bots. Because I've upgraded my storage, I have 1,400 transport bots. I got 1,400 light bots. Those need to be sold. They're not doing anything, so I need to get rid of them. So I assume I need to go to the Galactic market. Oh, wait, hang on. Is it a new recurring order? Sell? Okay, wait, hang on a second. I need to buy the ship first. It is expensive, but I think I'm going to go for one of these. Wait, what is my... No, you know what? I'm not. I've got a spare small cargo ship, a T2. I'm going to just use that for a start. I can change that later. So if I go here and I go market trade. Okay, so this is for one time. I don't want to do one time. And I want a recurring trade order. So I'm going to click that button. And that is cargo ship 6. So if I'll go to the Galactic market. Oh no, it used that. Oh my gosh, it used that ship. So new recurring order, sell. Wait, why can't I do that? Am I in the wrong place? Go back to the galaxy map. click on that. Acquire trade license. Oh, there we go. All right, well, I'll do that. And it's going to be for transport. Bots, open a supply route configuration. You need to assign a ship management, and oh my gosh, I'm going to add a ship. No, I don't have a ship because that ship was taken by my other recurring orders. Man, that's annoying. All right, well, now I have to buy another ship. So I'm not sure I want to spend 50k, but it might be worth it. It's going to carry a lot. No, you know what? I'm not going to mess with that. Let's do this one. And I am not going to do anything here except maybe assign... wait, hang on. I'm not going to do that either. I don't want it being grabbed up by something else. So back to the galaxy map and click over here and go, all right, open supply route configuration, add ship. Oh, now both of them show, honestly. All right, so we're going to assign number 7, which is the new one that we bought. We're going to need to get fuel for this. Fuel's automatically bought. I can build a fuel depot on my station and supply the ships with my own fuel. Eventually, I'll get there. That's fine. So that's open. And then what do I need to do? Supply configuration. Now that needed planet info. No, I don't want to have to go out again. But I think it needed 192 per hour. Oh, demand is 288. All right, well, demand satisfied. Let's save that. I don't know if I'm not actually manufacturing that much. Oh, well, let's save that. And I don't know if I need to do anything else. So let's go look at our spaceships. Number 7, it is working. And I can go to the supply route management of the related planet, and it opens this up. All right. I think that means that it's doing something. And yes, there is my ship, and it's going through to there. Awesome. Now, hopefully that increases my money a lot. Because I did do an upgrade, and my Thermalite vault capacity is now at 500,000. It was very expensive to do that upgrade. And the next upgrade is also very expensive. So Thermalite Vault upgrade over here is 200,000 Thermalite bars and 1,000 construction materials. So I'm going to need to get a lot of money because things are getting super expensive. I'm not going to start that because I don't have the money for it. That started. Let's see how that goes. And I have enough to keep it going for a while. I don't know if I'm making enough of the robots, but we'll find out. So let's head up to the top and have a look at my mall setup. I'm bringing plates up. And those plates are going into this machine, and they're also being split off. These machines are making the mechanical parts or mechanical components, and these are both going through this side. Then I have Technum rods coming up. They're going into this machine to make wire, and then into these two machines to make electronic components. All those belts are coming down this line. This first machine is taking in electronic components, and I could actually change this and neaten this up now because I have a 3-lane grabber, but this is 4 lanes away, so that would be useless. So I'm taking the plates off this side. I'm taking the mechanical components off here, and they're going into this machine to make me the tier 1 conveyor belts. Then this line continues through. This machine needs the tier 1 conveyor belts and mechanical components. These are coming in, the mechanical components are coming in over here, and then I've got an output at the back going in to align with tier 1 belts going through because we need them for all the other machines as well. But then I've also got it split off to take the belts into a buffer storage. So yeah, all the tier 1 belts are coming through on this line and going into these extra 2 machines because the ramps need them. They also need mechanical components, and the balancers also need the tier 1 belts. They need mechanical components and electrical components, and those are all going in, and that's making this work. Okay, so that's the belts, ramps, and balancers setup. To go further down the line, we'll start at the beginning with the belts. These belts, the tier 2 belts need the belts tier 1, mechanical components, electrical components. So they go into this machine, and I am bringing in the mechanical components over on this side, and I have a belt coming around that I've brought down this little alley and through here. So that's bringing the electrical components in, and it's coming down through to all 3 of these machines because they all pretty much need the same stuff. They need the previous tier plus mechanical and electrical components. So there's the ramps, and over here we have the balancers. So those are all being produced, and they're getting put into buffers. Then I've got another machine, and we'll start on the belt side again. So this is where it gets a little bit different. When you get to the tier 3s, you need more stuff, more advanced stuff. So if we have a look at this, it needs circuit boards and advanced machinery parts, plus the tier 2s. The same applies to the other 2, also circuit boards, advanced machinery parts. and for that as well, plus the previous tier. Now I've got all 3 of those coming in, as again I have the buffers that are storing the previous tier, and then those are getting pulled in on the side and put into these machines. And I've brought in the circuit boards and the advanced mechanical components through a line from way over on that side, and they are feeding into these machines and they're outputting the tier 3 items. So we've got the belts, we've got the ramps, and we've got the balancers, all tier 3. So that's cool. That sorts out that section. All right, back to the front. We have a very similar setup going here, because the next item I wanted to make is the loaders. First loader needs iron plates, mechanical parts, electrical parts. Okay, components. And because I've got this line of mechanical components coming down here, they will feed in to all the machines that need them over here. The 1-lane loader needs those 3 components, the plates, mechanical, electrical components. So the plates coming in on this side are feeding those. The same applies to the 2-lane and the 3-lane. Then when you get down to the filter components, obviously I've got buffers for all of those. Filter components need advanced machinery parts. I've got them coming off this line. Ooh, it looks like I'm having a problem with circuit boards. That is going to have to build up again, but I'll sort that out, not a big deal. So yes, there's the advanced components, they're being brought in, and now the buffer boxes, I have limited the amount of storage by using these buttons. I don't want to press anything because these slots fill up pretty quickly, because each of these machines also has a 1-stack internal storage on the output. So that's all of the loaders sorted out on this side. Then going down the line, this is where I have the crushers. Very similar setup. I'm pulling the belts over in a kind of, this is sort of a little mini bus, because the crushers need plates, machinery parts, electrical components. I'm sure you're seeing a theme. Then the tier 2s, I've got a buffer, and then the tier 2s need the tier 1s plus the more advanced stuff, the advanced machinery parts and the circuit boards. And then that goes into a buffer. So I've got the tier 2 crushers. The next line is for the smelters, and I have the basic smelters. Let me just go across. I've taken these items over the bus again, and this is the same stuff to make the tier 1s. Then I need to add circuit boards and advanced parts and steel to get the advanced smelter. And I've got that going into a buffer. The steel I have brought up from our steel facility underneath, and that's coming up into this location. It's a bit of a squeeze, and honestly, maybe I could have done this better and had them coming through differently, but this works. And I now have the advanced smelters. Now bear in mind, the advanced smelters have a 3x3 base, whereas the original smelters only have a 2x2. Yeah, so if you're going to build a facility that you plan to upgrade later, you just need to take into account the extra size of the advanced smelters. I have up my circuit board construction over on the other side, but it's not enough. I'm going to have another factory to feed this, or at least do a whole bunch of upgrades. Anyway, that brings us to the next item, which is the assemblers. A common theme again. Plates, machinery parts, electronic parts to make the tier 1s. They go into a buffer. That buffer feeds into the next machine over here. That then needs more advanced stuff. So we need the advanced machinery parts plus the tier 1s. So it's not too bad. That makes the tier 2s. Then the tier 3s, because I really actually didn't plan for them very well, I've had to wangle a line of Thermalite through the floor to come up and around into here, and then it also needs circuit boards plus the tier 2s, and then we have the tier 3s, which are obviously better. So that's the highest tier. And then the last line is actually storages. Now storages aren't dependent on the previous storage. Basically that's the same as the first items of everything else, and we get the small logistics containers. Then the larger, or the tier 2 logistics containers, as you see, don't need the previous one, because obviously you want to have all 3. And that takes the steel and the advanced machinery parts plus the electronic components. And then the last one is this very large tier 3 storage container that takes steel, advanced machinery parts and circuit boards. And that's basically it. Now I've pulled another line of steel to come through to feed these, and I have teed off my advanced machinery parts and my circuit boards. Now you could give yourself more space, but this works. And at the end there was a little bit of fiddling with getting belts to where they needed to be. Anyway, so that's what we've got for now. Let's see. My circuit board belt coming up is full. So what is going on down here? Let me check. Somewhere over, oh, I'm missing a belt. There we go. Actually, my circuit boards are fine. I thought I was actually running short. Yeah, so be careful because when you break things down, belts get broken down very quickly. If you hold the button for too long, you break up things that you didn't want to. But I think in this case, I just forgot to put that piece back. Anyway, it's sorted out now. So that is the mall. I hope that helps. This is an aerial view of it. It's relatively neat. I could have planned better, knowing that you can always go into your research and you can see what the future items that you need require in order to make them. But I did do a bit of planning at least, and it's worked out. So I can come through here, I can pick up what I need when I need it, and then go and do a bit of a project on the side, and while I'm away, that replenishes. Now, it's not super fast, but it will be, because eventually I'm going to upgrade all the belts, all the machines, so it'll work. But I can't do that until I have a better incoming supply, and that's what I'm working towards. So it looks like my daily profit is up a little bit. It doesn't look like very much. Let's go and see how we're doing. Am I supplying what I need? Yep, our ship is on its way back. Now, I don't know if income is recorded when it returns. We'll find out. But our daily income is going up, our profit, so that's cool. And once I've seen how that works, then I'll set up a supply line to the other sector. But I need to get my production up because I don't think I'm going to have enough. All right, I'm not doing any research again. And I have unlocked the Teluxite, which is a new resource. I've unlocked that. And now I'm going to unlock the ore scanner for all the other veins. Now, veins are different to nodes in that they are deep and you need a very big miner, an underground miner, to get to them. So I'm jumping the gun because I'm still kind of okay on resources. I've got plenty of technum here, and I was told that I'm losing out because I should be going all the way around these mines, even if it's only a couple on each side or one on each side, because right now these three are competing for the same resources. So yeah, you could split them up and make your whole setup a little bit better. Anyway, I didn't need to do that. Fortunately, I have quite an abundance of material. I'm still sort of okay here. Let's put my light on. I might need to bring miners around because I'm starting to see that I am running a little short. But I do have this facility I built in the last episode to be able to supplement if need be. But we'll see what happens there. We may not need to worry. Well, now that we have the Teluxite scanner, let's have a look at the map. There's nothing here that's visible. I pull out my scanner. Does that make a difference? Go to the map. Nope. I'm hoping these things are, it doesn't really matter how far away they are. Because now that Teluxite is going to be the stuff to help us make CPUs. And basically it's just a name that they created for silicon, where xenoferrite is iron and technum is copper. So yes, like factory games. Yeah, I'm not seeing any veins. Veins have like a hexagon shape. Oh, there we go. There's a Teluxite vein. Oh, interesting. Let's go see if there are any more. There's another one over there. Nice. Now, as I've said, resources are finite. So you can see we're using up resources. But with the deep mining, eventually we'll be able to do fracking and turn that into a permanent resource. So when we build something now for a deep mine, we'll just plan in advance to have the ability to frack it later on when we get into the production of the fracking liquid and all of that. What's different from the last playthrough that I did is we now have cargo freighters that carry liquid. So I won't have to pipe that fracking liquid all the way to those veins. It's such a good upgrade. All right, so three of these are actually working, and there's a fourth one that's not working. Yeah, our profit is definitely improving. Galaxy map. What are you doing, spaceship? Yep, that is... oh, it's already on its way back. Oh, all right, well, it doesn't look like profits are very good. So let's get ourselves another spaceship. And because my money is starting to increase again, I don't know if I should be doing this, but I'm going to. No, I'm going to buy another small one. Let's get number 8 going. We will get into the medium ones once I feel a little bit more comfortable with this. So, buy that one. Go to galaxy map. I want to hit that planet. That is good. Go to parent sector, unlock sector. There are 2 in this sector, and both of them want transport bots. Okay, so good. We'll get the trade license. Excellent. Open the supply route. Ship management. Add ship. Ship number 8 assigned. Supply configuration. Transport bots. They want 192. We'll give them 192. And we will save that. Now it looks like we can come back and change it. So once I'm doing the heavy duty transport bots, I can add those in as well. I'm going to have so many because I'm going to have a little mini factory for every single bot and robot when we get to those. I have saved that and there we go. We have that line open. Awesome. So that should further increase profits and they are going up. Oh, that's fantastic. And this line is actually starting to move now. It's been standing still for so long. All right, and we're probably going to need to, yeah, we'll make this a lot better. Now, I think I'm getting away with everything that I've been doing so far because this planet had abundant resources. But I'm also being very careful and only doing the absolute basics to get to this place that I'm at now. Because normally I would have to dig a whole bunch more mines to bring material in before I am able to do the vein mining. It looks like I may get away with it. Just one last thing that I did was at the end of the line, I decided to just put up a small facility to make me solar panels, the large solar panels, and the large batteries. And I have some in stock of both of them, and I have a little bit on me as well. And basically, those are taking... Now, this is going to strain the system if I take stuff out. But yeah, it's very expensive. But I had all the material here, so I've made these. They only stack to 5, which is fine, but I'm going to need a lot of them. And then on the battery side, same resources, just less. Some of the same resources, but obviously not all of them for the batteries. So that's cool. Now these solar panels give you 650 kilowatts of power. So I would need a couple of hundred. And I will have a solar farm with a couple of hundred. It will take a while to build, so I'm going to start it and then build it up, and that will be most likely over on that side. This bus will transport power as well as belts of the stuff that I need, because I'm only going to do the production of the base resources. So if we have a look over here, our base resources are really just the plates, the rods, the alumite, some ignium powder, gravel, and cement. And the reason I'm saying that, okay, let me clear this up. The reason the plates are a base resource is because we can bring a line of plates down and then we make a mini factory that needs machinery parts. We can just take some plates off to make the machinery parts. And then we find a place that we need to make advanced machinery parts. We can take the plates off, make the machinery parts, have the steel coming in, because that's kind of a base resource. Although I'm probably going to have, I'm going to have that on a belt, and that can pull the steel in and make those. So you see where I'm going here. I want to have minimal belts and a couple of pipes. I'll have a alumite pipe. I'll have a water pipe. Basically plates, rods, steel beams, some glass. So yeah, there won't be very many belts on this bus because the little mini factories will draw off that bus and make their own. So I'm not going to have a huge facility making mechanical components and electrical components. I have so much space to play with here. I'm not really worried about that. But I believe there's better fuel for the boilers. So I'm going to keep the boilers going. I'm going to need a few of those as well. So I'll have to increase that. And I'll make some kind of a fuel facility because if we go into our research, there are ignium fuel rods. They need casings, so advanced machinery parts, steel beams, and we can make the fuel rods. And they're pretty expensive. So we will have to have a facility making ignium powder, or maybe I can just bring raw ignium through and make the powder, because the powder is fairly simple and it's just made in crushers. So yeah, I may just do that. So yeah, I'll have that earlier on the line. So this I would then consider a base resource, not an ore, but a base resource. So we'll make this somewhere close to the beginning of the line. Yeah, that's the idea. And we have space. We've got a lot of space to play with. But that space will get chewed up because we need a lot of platforms. When we get to blast furnaces, those things are massive. But like I said, this is where I will be bringing material in. I will have my crushers and smelters probably over here. For now, the import of items will come through on cargo ships, land over here. So this is where we are on the map, so that you can see what I'm planning. So the cargo shuttles will bring stuff in somewhere around here, and then have all the crushers and smelters over on this side. And eventually the blast furnaces will come across over here. I also want to go out in that direction, keep all my power infrastructure together, and I'll have my solar farm. It'll be 2 levels with the solar panels on top and the batteries below to keep it neat. But look at our profits. They're doing pretty nicely now. Well, now that we have that connected, we could go to this planet that is demanding the light bots. Interesting idea. Let's see what information we get here. Market share. Now, it reset my name, so now I'm Foundry Corp. But at the moment, I have 24% market share because I'm not giving them heavy-duty bots. I'm going to have to make those, but that's cool. And I believe the market share plays into this somehow. But yeah, we're doing okay. We're just going to need to push that market share up a little bit on each of the sectors that we get into. Oh, and there's the vein scanner. I'm just going to hit that button and we can come back to it. Okay, now in terms of the debt, if you click up here where it says Foundry Corp, there's the debt. Okay, well, once that goes away, 5 million. And our debt tax is 20%. We need to start paying that off. I don't have any money that I'm willing to use to make payments yet, but we definitely need to whittle that down. And this gives me stats. My lifetime earnings are 1.2 million. That's pretty good. And then galaxy sectors, I got 3, including mine, I think, because I've only actually got 2. Trade licenses, I've got 2. So yeah, they want 20. So we are actually into galactic trade now, which is fantastic. And now that we have the scanner and it's all done, let's have a look at the map and see if we can find some veins. All right, well, there's one underwater. So there's our xenoferrite. We have tuluxite out here. Oh, the technum is also in the water. I wonder if that makes a difference. Well, here's a technum vein that's not in the water, so maybe I should tackle that one first. There's a ignium. Oh, ignium vein. Awesome. More tuluxite. There's technum. There's xenoferrite. And the one thing that I don't see is the mineral rock. Now, that might be further away, but I remember my previous playthrough, I don't know if I could find mineral rock either. So maybe it's not a thing. But I'm pretty sure the scanner says it looks for those veins. And this xenoferrite is in the mountains. Yeah, I'm not too fond of that idea. Maybe try the water one, but go from land. Yeah, I might need to fly around, maybe see if there's more up here. But I think this is also a raised mountainous area. I'll have to check. Anyway, we're not doing research, and I can't do anything with those veins until I research underground mining. So let's do that one. It's also pretty cheap. Now, I'm not going to do the tuluxite first, although they kind of push you to do that. And the reason is because I don't have anything that really needs CPUs right now, so it's not critically important. But yeah, we have the construction industry that I'd like to get done. That will bring us a whole bunch of new stuff, and it will also allow us to unlock the long-range scanner, which will help us locate potential areas that we can get more veins. All right, I don't really want my ships to travel too far. So I'm going to go for this one. It has 11 drill points. Okay, so that's good. Each drill point will give us 160 ore. But what I think I'm going to do is I'll put my platform up on the bank. If it's not too steep, well, it might be. That doesn't matter. I'm going to leave the area directly above the ore vein open because you want your fracking on top of, directly on top of the ore vein. So maybe I'll do that and then I'll blast my way towards the ore vein. They're pretty big, so I might find that it's on the land anyway. I can access it from the land. Yep, it's not too far. So, I don't think there's any of them that are closer. No, the answer to that is nope, there isn't anything closer. So, I need to head west, and let's just check. I'm going to top up my jetpack fuel. Alright, jetpack fuel has been topped up, and we are heading out in this direction. Let's see what we can find. Oh, great, as I expected. It's close to the water. So apparently things do work underwater, but I'd rather not be underwater. Someone in the comments mentioned that everything works as normal underwater. Let's pull out our scanner and see what we're dealing with. Oof, look at the size of that. Right, we have nodes. It looks... well, give me a chance to have a look at it at least. It looks like 52 was the level. Yeah, 52, there are 3 locations on 52. And now I just have to figure out the best place to get myself set up. If I get myself set up over here... Alright, it's going to be a little bit above the water. Let's go this way. It doesn't need to be massive over here right now, because I just need to put an... oh, you know what? I didn't bring an elevator with. Well, that is just great. But let's see. So yeah, it looks like if I started my elevator over here, it would probably be fine. Sort of over on this corner, because I just don't... yeah. Okay, that's great. I might have to do some digging to get to where I need to be, but it's better to be a little bit further away than too close, because in my last playthrough I actually landed up building an elevator and it was directly in front of a node, so I wasn't able to put the miners in because they're quite big. I'm regretting not getting that jetpack speed upgrade. I think, yeah, between episodes I'm going to let that run. I am back bearing elevators, so, oh, you know. Well, it doesn't matter. I'd have to come back anyway because I need to build the miners, but I have brought no lights. It does get dark down there. And I brought no transformers either. Very good. So let's sort out an elevator, and I'm going to put this way in the back corner. Oh, and elevators don't stack. I've made 3 of them and they take up 3 slots, so just bear that in mind. Freight elevators stack, so that's good. All right, let's do this. I think perhaps I will have my freight elevators coming up over on this side. So power will then be on this side. That means I can put it over there. And I'm going to have to remove platforms. Otherwise it's not going to work. I think I have done enough to get that operating. Yep, this is kind of now floating in the air. And I'll just put that over there because it doesn't need to dig through that. So just one last reminder. I think it was at 52. Yep. So 52 and 20. 20 is obviously lower. We are going first to 52. And we can have multiple stations, so that's cool. So open the config, edit this xenoferrite vein. Okay, we've unlocked the vein, the vein miner. Cool. And we'll call this ground. We're at 139, so if I'd gone up 2, we would have been at the same level as the base, but this is going to be a standalone facility. So that's added, and then I'll add another station, and we'll call it xenoferrite vein 52, and enter the height of 52. Yeah, we will accept and confirm, and it's going to start doing its diggy thing. Let's have a look at what we need for the miner. That's it over there. So plates, machinery, parts, and components. Really not very expensive at all. It does use power, and it uses high voltage grid. Oh man, I went back and I didn't even bring transformers. Oh well. Well, now that this has started building, let's just expand this. I have space for the power side of things, and I might as well set that up. And then over on this side, we will have space for the freight elevators. And I don't suppose it's going to be too much of a problem if I put them in. So let's put one in over there and another one next to it. So this first one will be from level 52 and that will be from level 20. And I will put the base ones down. Oh, I'm going to have to remove stuff under them. All right, I think that is clear. And I'll just put platforms back where I don't need to have them removed. There we go, just like that. All right, let's get the power situation sorted out. Actually, I'm going to need more space. So we'll extend that out. And then sort of somewhere in that direction is where I will have the cargo freighter. Yes. So let's start with the batteries. I'm going to have 5 batteries over here. And as you can see, they are pretty large. And we'll leave a space between them. So make sure we've got space for our transformer. I actually don't think I need to leave spaces between them. I have to rebuild these 2 because I put them out of line. Actually, you know what? I'll leave space. I'll leave space. Okay, now I don't know if this is overkill, but it kind of worked for me last time, so I'm going to go for it. Next thing I need to do are the solar panels, and I'll put 5 of them in. I think I should probably have 6. So, like that. Oh, I need more platform. I'll just put a bit more in. We are going to extend out that way anyway. Maybe I will have my 6. No, I'm going to do 5. Okay, so now all of these connect together, and you have to be a little careful with it. So that into that, into that, into that, and into that. And then the batteries, I'm not sure that they fit together. Do they snap together? Oh, they do. And then how do I connect? Oh, I need a pole. So from there, I should have brought small poles, but I didn't. So I'm using, oh boy, that's a lot of space. That's fine. We'll do that. I really should carry some small poles with me. So we connect that to there and that to there, and let's just check if the batteries are charging. They are. There we go. So solar panels are working, batteries are charging, and I can then connect this straight to the lift. Fantastic. All right, we have finished digging while I was busy doing that. So let's go downstairs. And we are here. I have explosives? I do. So we'll blast our way out. And then just do a quick scan so we can see where we're going. Okay. Oh, I'm closer to it than I thought I was. But that's fine. It doesn't look like we're in the way of anything. So we've got one over there. Oh, we've got one right on the other side and on the other side. So that's fine. I can just go straight through this way. Now, that's going to get pretty dark. So just blast my way through here. Alright, I've got very close. In fact, I can see the vein. I've blasted a little lower. It's just because I want to have platforms in, so I don't really care what the ground is like. But it looks like just a couple more blasts and we are there. There we go. We have exposed the node. Alright, I'm going to have to blast some back in this direction as well. And that's still probably not going to be far enough. But if I'm at this level, I'm at 52. So this is absolutely perfect. And I've gone just a little bit further because I'm going to put platforms down here. I don't want to destroy them when I eventually want to go around the corner for the next vein point. Platforms time, and we're going to put it at 52. That's exactly where I want to be. I'm going to extend this back. So here we are. I can put this down. I'm not going to go under because eventually I do plan to go deeper. But I'm going to blast my way through here a little on both sides because we do need the transformer as well. Yeah, I lost a couple of platforms, nothing serious. And I only need space for this one, so it's not a problem. But while I'm destroying platforms, I might as well go in this direction a bit. Hang on, let's just scan and see where we are. Okay, so that one's around that side. We are going to have to go through here. Alright, cool. I think that's far enough for now that I don't have to worry about destroying these platforms. So I'm going to put them back and then I'll have the platform extended over here for the inputs. Yep, that is great. Now, if I go and put a freight elevator in here, so we'll select that bottom right there. Excellent. And then we can do that when we get to the top. So I need a transformer for down here because we still need to power the loaders. And I'll need at least one miner. So let's head to the top again. I'll probably also want to bring some lights. Yeah, that's it's looking good. Let's see. We are 37% charged. That's fantastic. So you'll notice even though I've got the day-night cycle turned off, it still won't charge during the night based on the time. If you have a look at the top left, you can see just below the circle, there's the time, and below that it tells you when is charging time. Or basically when charging time finishes. Right, so that's the beginnings. I'm going to need more platforms, so I might as well use them. I don't have many left. Okay, that's done. I'm going to head back and replenish my stocks. Alright, I am back. I'm going to get myself some ore vein miners, and I think I'll get 3 for a start. I will also need a couple of transformers. I'm going to grab a few lights, so let's get 10 of those. I also want to get some wall-mounted power poles. So that's that. Then I'm going to get myself a cargo shuttle pad and maybe the target. No, I'm not going to get the target yet. We'll set that later. I think that is everything. I hope I'm not missing anything. I'd probably want to do a checklist at some point. But we go through. I have enough belts and storages and stuff that I can use. Yeah, I think I'm okay. Boy, I hope I don't have to make another trip. Let's go. Well, I got halfway back and realized that I didn't pick up any platforms, so headed back and got some of those sorted out. Offloaded the junk that I didn't need, and we are on our way back. Yeah, that big pole is a bit too much, so that's going to come down. And I see our freight elevator has done its thing. That's good. So let's get rid of this. And now I do have small ones on me, so if I grab the wire and pull it to there, perfect. I can plug it in there, but I can also grab a transformer. I don't need much power up here, so I'm not going to put a big transformer. Put that in the back and connect to that. So now we have power on this platform, which means that I can do loaders and stuff over here. I think that's everything up here sorted pretty much, except for the cargo freighter thing, which I will get to when I come back up. So let's head down to level 52. Now it's really dark. If I put my light off, it's really dark, so leaving the light on. Let's grab that transformer, put it down over here, plug it in. Okay, now we have power on this platform, but, oh, we shouldn't do that actually, coming to think of it. So I'm going to delete that cable because we need high voltage power for the miners. So what I'll do is drag this to here and then plug it into there. And now I can take this and I'm going to use I'm going to run the cable on the ceiling. It's going to look a little bit ugly. And you know, you could go through here and make this look really pretty and have tunnels and everything going, but you know, you're not going to visit this place that often. So to get that ball rolling, I will put, okay, rotate and like that. Actually, I want to put it over there. It's going to work better. And take that one out and then cable from there to there. All right, now because I'm taking it from there, if I'd taken it from there, it would have wanted to put a pole in. Yeah, it's a bit strange that way. So you take it from the point that you'd like to replicate. So we're going to take this cable out. Oh, that didn't look good. And it doesn't like clipping. So just bear that in mind. And we're already here. It's very close. So let's grab that miner. Now this is a chunky beast. And I think I've got it far enough that I can still come around it. Just to be sure. Let me blow up just a little bit more. Hopefully it doesn't destroy too many platforms. Nope, managed to get away with it. Great, let's put our miner in. Actually, you know, before I do that, I don't know if I've got the ceiling high enough, but I want to put some lights in. Yeah, the ceiling's not quite high enough. Not everywhere. There we go. Well, that's managed to put one in there, and I can put one in over here. Nice. Now, I could use wall lights, but I think, wall or ceiling lights, but I think they need power, so it wouldn't work. Right, miner. And rotate. And that is the front, and it will tell you if it's right by going green. There you go. Oh yeah, more platforms. It's pretty large, but I've got enough space behind it that I can bring belts from the next miner. Let me just sort out a few more platforms, make it feel a little bit more comfortable. Bring this cable to there, and I'm going to put it above this one because we're going to continue it, obviously. Then I'm going to plug it in here. These can have multiple connections. And what are we doing? It's running, it's mining, it's not showing up in the inventory yet. But yep, mining speed 160, grid stats. The ore vein miner uses 500 kilowatts. So it's quite costly. Ah, there we go. We have xenoferrite ore. And I am going to... Oh, this doesn't need a loader. But I need loaders over there. So you don't actually need platforms to come all the way through here. But if you want to put lights in, then you probably do. So I can just do belts. And we can wrap it around. Come through here. Now, bearing in mind, I'm going to need to bring a belt over from that side and another one over from this side. So I'll put this one into the middle slot. And an input right there. And there is 160 per minute. Now, this belt is way more than that. And so is the freight elevator. I hope I've got the tier 2s. Nah, I brought the tier 1s. Why would I do that? That's fine for now. I'll upgrade it. All right, so there we go. We are set up. And this is mining. And it will cut back until it reaches a core. And after that, you won't be able to mine it anymore. But then with fracking, you'll be able to mine the core for infinite resources. Anyway, I think I'm set up down here now. And I am also prepared to go down to another level. So I can go down to level 20 as well. Good. That should put us in good stead for a fairly long time. The 11 nodes should give us about 1700 or 1800, 1760 is it, per minute coming from this facility. Yep, that's a basic vein mining setup. Downstairs anyway. Let's go up. And here we are. Back at the top, I am going to need to upgrade both of these because I want them to be as fast as possible. I might need to expand my network, although, you know, if I do all 11, I'm going to need quite a few more panels and batteries. But that's fine, we'll do that when we get there. Let us put down our cargo ship. So this is the start pad. This is where, oh my gosh, it's bigger than I remember. All right, I'm going to have to expand my platform a little. Now, I just want to be careful because I don't want to block my fracking when it comes in because the fracking platform is pretty large. No, I think we're still good. Okay, I think that's enough space, I hope. It is really large. And where are the controls? Let's see, I'm not sure of the direction. Let's rotate it like that. Now, this may actually dangle over the edge a little bit, but I think that is... Oh, that's actually pretty much spot on. Perfect. And we have a ship. Oh, and check this out. If you haven't seen this before, It's got a ramp that comes up when you take off, but we have a pilot, and that pilot is a robot. How cool is that? And one more thing I need to do over here, and that is to have a buffer storage. And I'm going to take the big boy, and I will put it, let's say, over there, not in the way of anything, and I can connect directly to it with both of them. So, output there, and input there and there. Whip the belts in, there, and here it comes. Fantastic. And that means I can take at least 2 belts through. I could take 3, but 2 is fine. Maybe I'll take 3. I don't know. Let's do 3 so that it's fast. That's 3 inputs on that side and 3 outputs on that side, and then just the belts. And those are all in. So this has a storage. Now we haven't set I have to go to the control panel, which I made right on the other side. Probably should have thought about that, but it doesn't really matter. You set it up once and it's all sorted. So you've got to set a destination. So we need a place for this to offload, and we'll sort that out. Right now, I don't mind that it's filling up. As you can see, it has enough space for 2,000. You can manage the inventory to take things out manually if you want to, but that's probably not a good idea. But we'll set the destination. I hope they fixed that, because I think the last time you actually had to type out the name of the target that you set up. I haven't decided exactly where the target's going to go, so I'm not going to do that right now. Let's turn this light off. So there you go. This is pretty much everything you need for a completely remote mining operation, a vein mining operation. So, Mr. Robot, you just hang around here until I've got everything sorted out. I'll be back eventually. Wait, I'm not researching jetpack. Why am I not? That's weird. It should be. I think I have everything that I need for it. Let me go back and have a look at why it's not working. We have all the science packs here. Oh, power. Oh, that's bad. Oh, this is a Greek tragedy. I have run... okay, I haven't run out completely, but that's a big problem. I'm going to need to drop the level of this. Let's see how much is here. Oh, not very much. Boy, I burned through that ignium. And the closest ignium is pretty far away. So I've got a job to do between episodes. I need to set up an autonomous system or ignium somewhere so that I can bring ignium in to get us powered up again. You know, that's an interesting development. I wasn't really watching closely enough. I don't think that affects our profits. Oh, you know what it will do? It will affect the production. Yeah, I'm going to have to fix that up very, very quickly. So I think perhaps what I will do is just grab the last of that material. I'll take these miners out. Yeah, so I'm going to do this between episodes. I will drop a level down there, grab the last of that material, keep things running, and make it a huge priority to get ignium set up in a remote location. Should be fun. Don't really want to mess around anymore. Last thing to check, our profits are still looking good, but yeah, we have no power, so we can't see what's going on. Oh, that is so bad. I really should have concentrated. Yeah, I was just commenting how good we've been with the resources, but apparently not. Oh, that's where I'm going to leave this one. But by the beginning of the next episode, power will be restored. We'll have some ignium coming in from somewhere, maybe not a vein yet. But we have a completely remote outpost collecting xenoferrite, which we will bring in once I've figured out where everything is going. But if you like this video, give us a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Leave me your comments, let me know your thoughts. Give me a bit of hassle for not watching my power situation. Although I could restore some power with some solar panels. Now I'll get to that eventually, and we will continue to increase our profits. But thank you very much for joining me, and until the next time, cheers!